Hello again, sports fans. Welcome to another exciting episode featuring your favorite teams and athletes. I'm Boom Gonzalez.
We've got UAAP women's basketball, but first, we talked to a very special MVP in pink. I'm Alyssa Valdez, and this is starting lineup. Nakapink ako, pero...
Jesus, may Dwight Ramos ka pa!
Angel? Oh, it's Angel. Somebody's getting it back. CC Rodina feeling it.
Look at this pass. KQ once again.
Fajardo delivers. What a drive inside!
Good to see you again, partner, for the second straight night. But as my partner said, very, very special. We finally have her. The elusive MVP and champion, Michele Gumabao. Ba't ka natatawa?
grabe kayo. It's an honor. Grabe.
Elusive, oh.
Hindi, sinabi ka na sila sa akin, nandito yung captain namin. Kaya basically, wala akong choice.
Swerte ko.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back. And of course, and when we say that lovingly, I know we haven't had you on the show. The last time we had you was years ago, parang via Zoom
Wow.
pa yata yun. I remember I was the one hosting.
They're just stating facts, by the way.
Yes, we're very happy. And congratulations for
Thank you.
the MVP and for the championship. Di pa ba kayo nagsasawa? Natanong na kita niya. Are you not sick of winning yet? Is it addicting, Michele, this feeling of winning championships?
I think it feels really different every time around. Like, hindi naman, nakikita naman ng lahat ng fans kung gaano namin pinaghirapan. Hindi siya binigay, hindi siya talaga naging madali. It wasn't a straight set win all throughout. It wasn't an undefeated season. So, talagang the story this time around was really special to us because and wala sila, wala yung ibang teammates. So, we wanted to really dedicate this game also to them and that season to them.
Hindi, pero...
Oh, baka maiyak ka! Wala!
Baga ba?
Isa pala!
First question ka pala.
Yes, you were about to say.
I was about to ask MG kasi na-mention niya alam mo yun, nakikita ng mga tao the wins, the celebrations,
yeah.
every after. Pero hindi kasi masyadong na point out kung ano yung ginagawa during training hours or preparation.
Dito lang sa show.
Dito lang.
Lagi ka namin natatanong, kayo nila Gemma, di ba? Lagi namin kinukuha yung mga ganong kwento. But anyway, yes.
And alam mo, iba rin talaga yung naging experience ng buong team during the Reinforce and the Invitational Conference. Pero I just wanna ask MG for the first time. Bakit ganun yung reaction? Wait lang. Show pala to. Baka parang kwentuhan lang. Hindi. For you, ano yung pinaka-mahirap na challenge for the team noong Reinforce and Invitational Conference?
Because you did say it was the toughest.
Yes.
And I remember on this show, you said that the conference before was the most emotional
win.
Diba? Ang sabi
Yes.
mo, ito, you said is the toughest. Why? Qualify that compared to what she was saying.
I agree with Lai. All Filipino was really tough for us because there were times na talagang sabi namin, Lord, di na talaga para sa amin to. Tanggap na namin
Talaga?
Dumating na kami sa point talaga na...
It was our first time na baka hindi pumasok ever sa Final Four.
Yeah, sa semis.
So nakaganon kami. And then sa finals, muntikan din. So
you actually had that conversation?
we had. And
Okay.
I mean, ang daming wake-up call din. I mean, Alyssa is always there to give everybody a wake-up call. But this time around, I think the hardest part was not having her inside the court. She's there in practice. She's there at the sidelines. Like, when I'm also not having a good day, I always look at her and sabihin ko sa kanya, friend, di ko na ata kaya talaga. Like, ayoko na. Coach, sub mo na ako. Like, Alyssa, ayoko na. So, there were times na parang, syempre being one of the oldest inside the court at that particular season.
Older,
yes.
Okay.
Diba? Tapos wala pa si Lai. So parang sometimes, iba din talaga yung mental na coming from sanay ka na, okay, papasok ka pag crucial, double sub, and then kailangan babad, and then the games were sunod-sunod, tapos import pa yung kalaban namin. So all the challenges all together talaga, and malaking factor din na kulang kami sa kapalit. So, kitang-kita yung difficulty on the part of our coaches, but ang ganda rin naman talaga yung nagawa namin this whole season. All the effort of each player na hindi nakikita ng mga tao behind the scenes, yung effort kahit ng mga reserve players namin. So, I think yun talaga yung nag-push sa amin all throughout the 2 seasons.
And then you mentioned it, just a few days ago, last week, MV Pons was sitting there also. So we gave her flowers also. But it must be weird celebrating the reinforced championship.
Right, few days after.
Oh, sabay invitational kagad. That's a unique. I mean, I've been part of the PVL since the start. I don't think that's ever happened.
Yeah.
No? What was your take on that? Yeah.
Well, there wasn't really a celebration nung reinforced conference. We had dinner, but after that, we had to go home because the next morning we would practice.
Kaya nga, so how do you get out of that high, Michele? And then, you both of you are veterans na rin, so I guess you're better at handling these things. But what was the actual emotion of, okay, bukas trabaho na naman, di man lang tayo nakaselebrate ng dahil...
I think it helped because we were all together at this time.
Yeah.
So we were all together for 3 weeks. And I don't know if it was, it was
good thing.
at first masaya, pero bandang dulo parang ayoko na sila makita. So, but it happens. Like kahit sobrang tagal na namin magkakasama, being together for 3 weeks, parang nat-test din talaga yung mental
Sure.
strength mo. So, I think yung switch namin from champion to challenger ulit,
Again,
it had to be fast, but I think galing na rin talaga sa coaches. Yung coaches namin sobrang disciplined sila in a sense na, okay, hindi tayo mag-celebrate today sa practice. Pagdating namin sa practice, parang back to zero ulit.
Yeah.
So, it really starts from them.
Right.
Yung attitude din talaga ng mga players coming into practice. So, seryoso sila. So, seryoso din kami. And there was a bigger goal talaga in our minds.
Grabe. I remember that night kasi sabi namin, okay, walang masyadong late matutulog. At 12 o'clock, everyone was like going
Lights
down
out.
to their rooms already. And then, parang I see syempre medyo nasadden yung mga players kasi iba yung champion ng reinforce and even our reinforcement Erica wanted to celebrate. But then
I'm
again,
sure,
it was a motivation for everyone to push until the very end. And that was my question, MG. How did you guys manage to keep on pushing? Kasi everyone was feeling tired already.
Oh, I'm sure,
Injuries also.
Yes.
And after 2 days, may games na ulit. That wasn't like
Start
easy
from scratch,
talaga.
kind of,
And
diba?
it was an
It's a good
emotional,
question.
it was an
Go.
emotional game also during the championship.
Yeah.
Everyone cried after
Sobra.
winning that.
Yeah.
Oh, why
it
was
the
that
first time?
the
Sinabi ko, I told Valdez, sabi ko, it was the first time na umiyak ako sa championship in a long
ever.
time. Like, sabi ko, it's not naman that you don't feel it anymore, but you're more happy. But that championship, the last championship that we had for against Signal, yun talaga yung, sabi ko, grabe yung emotions. As in, dun talaga naiyak ako ulit. Sabi ko, grabe.
Bakit? Bakit?
I think it was pagod na lang din talaga.
Okay.
Pagod, and it was more of, grabe natawid namin yung season na to. Kasi like, we all had different struggles. Like physically, we all had our own set of aches and pains and injuries that we had to really push on. And
Yeah, I'm sure.
talagang you see the team, kahit sa practice masakit, pagdating sa game parang wala. So, when you see your teammates like that, it just really pushes you. And to answer Lai's question, I think we pushed each other because every day in
Literally.
practice, 100%. Kahit pagod, kahit masama yung game kinagabihan, the next day, like, we reset and we give 100%. So, everybody really pushed each other, especially like si Lai, kahit nasa labas siya,
Right.
she really pushes us in practice
Yeah.
and kahit sa game. So, malaking bagay din talaga. Like, Gemma was also there, Tots was still present, our reserve players were just there. So, the support from the outside, I think talagang bumababa man, nasasalo kami ng mga teammates namin.
Right. And that's what we wanted to know, no, kung bakit. What made this championship? Napaiyak nyo si Michele Gumabao.
For
Grabe.
the first time.
For the first
And
time.
baka mas maiyak pa siya.
Yes. I actually have a question, but I'm going to reserve it for our next segment. Kasi
So,
parang...
goal ba natin tonight umiyak ako?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
That's why more with our MVP. After the break, stay tuned. You're watching Starting Lineup. Welcome back to Starting Lineup. We're still with my teammate, the 2024 PVL Invitational Conference MVP.
MVP.
My friend.
Yes, yan.
Michele Gumabao.
Teammate and friend. Okay, the elusive. Nandito na eh. So, okay, this segment, okay, we're gonna show you some photos. And we want you to give us, you know, the first thing that comes into your mind, or at least the emotion behind it, or a memory behind it, or maybe a story that we don't know.
Yeah.
You know, so let's start with our first
my
picture.
gosh.
Para hindi mo pa nakikita rin
Hindi ko
to.
pa
No? Okay, we'll see this. Okay, this coming out during medyo ginagawa nyo na to. Nasanay na
Yes,
kayo coming out. Coming out to that crowd, to the lighting, to the spectacle of a PVL finals. Michele, take me through this emotion, this picture.
Every time we have our finals game, we do this kind of entrance. And to be in the finals time and time again, I think we're really blessed to be there as a team. And talagang thankful lang. I think one feeling that I always have whenever we step into the finals is being thankful and grateful because so many people really support and watch volleyball. And that means a lot to us players. Kasi hindi sila talaga nagsasawa. Pamahal ng pamahal yung tickets namin, pero padami ng padami yung fans. So, nakakatuwa naman, di ba? Hindi talaga sila nagsasawa.
Pero
So,
don't you like it, Boom? Nakasmile siya dyan. You don't normally,
Medyo game face.
di ba?
bago na ako!
Kinol out.
Bakit parang hindi ka pa makaget over?
Hindi, I'm so proud of you.
Proud. She's proud that you're actually flashing
nice,
your
yes.
your pearly whites. And this is a moment, and I think I asked you this before nung unang beses ginawa to, di ba? Parang how do you refocus into the game again after that spectacle na opening? Pero kayo, nasanay na kayo. But di ba, it's a bit hard
It's
to play after something like that.
Actually, most especially if you're the type of player also na you want it to be like very quiet. Really focused, zone out.
Right.
And then magkakaganito. But I guess then again, it's
Wala, ganyan
something
na
that
talaga eh.
for entertainment purposes.
Kasalanan nyo
and-
na yan
Wow!
eh. Dahil
Hindi,
ganyan ang
tsaka, and
PBL.
feeling ko sanay na kami. Kasi sa practice, our practices are not so stiff.
Okay, yeah.
So you can, pwede kang chumika sa gilid, pwede kang maglokohan, pero pagdating mo sa court, seryoso ka.
Yeah, right.
So, as long as hindi kami kino-call out ng captain namin,
Yeah.
relax lang kami sa gilid,
sige.
naglolokan pa kami. So, parang sanay na mag-switch talaga.
Mag-switch,
Oo,
yeah. And
kami na
that
player.
comes with experience, obviously, being there many times. Right, we got more pictures. Sige. Let's move on to our second photo and see what Michele has to say about this next one. Oh, look at the hardware! This is what I wanted to ask.
Alam mo kung saan ako maiiyak dito?
Game.
I know, ako yan. I was gonna ask you that question.
No, I wanted to ask that, did you still think that you were going to be MVP, that you had it in you and all of these things, and what goes through your mind now that you see this, especially with these two also with great awards for themselves?
Yes. In this picture, you see a 10-year gap.
From Erica.
No, but honestly, after nito, sobrang inaasar talaga ako ng mga iba kong teammates kasi they were saying
Hindi
na,
naman halata,
grabe,
grabe.
MG, you're, represent 30
Yeah.
Because I think I'm one of the oldest din talaga to win the award. So sabi ko, grabe, that means so much. But honestly, that night, I'm thankful naman for individual awards. But ever since talaga, my mind has always been on the trophy, the big trophy.
Of course.
So, but I think this night, what really had all of our emotions
Exactly,
down was
yeah.
Kyle.
We were
Baka maiyak
crying.
ako.
Because,
We were all
tell us
crying.
Grabe
why.
ka.
Because, hindi naman controversial to, di ba?
We're live, by the
Hindi.
way. We're
Oh,
live.
Why?
Okay, we're
Because,
live. I think everybody in our team would
Yes.
know that she is one of the most hardworking, and the pressure she feels is much more than any of us.
Right.
So the mental toughness that meron siya talaga all throughout since last year, since Gia
left, right?
left. Talagang grabe yung step up ni Kyle, and she really deserved that award and so much more. So talagang dun ako naiyak nung night na yon sa kanya because seeing everybody, I think she brought tears to all of us.
And I think that's really one of your secrets as a team. All the years of covering you, I see you guys cheering for each other, happy for each other, sad for each other, all of these things. That comes out in your game also and the way you relate to each other. All right. Let's go to the next picture. Let's
Yes,
look at
please.
another picture. Ayaw na raw tignan ni Michele.
Oh, my friend!
Oh, look at that.
Tingnan mo yung lashes ni Ella, kitang-kita. Grabe.
Yes, tell us about everything that goes into, these pictures, the winning and all the The sleepless nights or the other bonding nights. Wag na natin gawing sleepless nights, but the bonding nights that goes through.
I remember,
Ito yung roommates kami.
this was at 8 p.m.
Who chooses the whole roommate situation? Ano ba yan? Parang random lang din? Or paano nangyayari dyan? What happens ba? Or...
Well, I guess we've known each other for like several years
Okay,
already.
yes, of
so
course, yeah.
we try to actually make ourselves comfortable also
Right.
sa mga makakasama din namin. Or
right.
actually, minsan naman magkakasama lang kami sa isang room.
Yes.
And then sometimes, pag magkakahiwalay, definitely, yung mga iba kasi talaga would want to feel more comfortable and mas relaxed lang talaga. So they want to be roommates
Yeah.
with friends also and close nila sa mga
Of course.
But we're all
Yeah.
good with each other.
No
so,
doubt.
yun lang din
We're all
naman.
good, but our roommates are kind of set.
Yes.
So
Because,
mostly ganun na.
Yeah,
ganun na.
I mean, you have to know kasi like sleeping patterns,
Correct,
sleeping
oo.
habits.
Habits,
Talagang yung galaw ng bawat
Yes.
isa. So
It's just like having
iba.
an actual
Yeah.
diba, living partner or roommate, di ba?
So yes, I'm with the snack friends all the time.
So, kumbaga, basang-basa mo na tong dalawang to.
Yes, pero pag
Basically.
may opportunity, ako yung tinatanggal nila sa room.
And that's because, why? Because
Kasi MG knows how to adapt to and
Okay.
cater other
to
teammates.
others,
Yes.
mas adjustable siya. Kumbaga.
Yes, pero kasi and also, I'd say, mas matagal din kami roommates si Ella since college.
Yes, of
So,
course.
iba rin yung...
Tsaka minsan naghihiwalay talaga kami nila.
Oo,
Like,
para lang to
kailangan ng
balance
matanda
everything.
dito or kailangan ng
Yes,
ano
yun
dito,
kasi
ate
yung-
dito.
Yeah,
So,
oh,
maghihiwalay
Yun yung
kami.
role naman. And
Okay. Which brings me to, I think, the next picture. Ito, special request ko to. Kasi I wanted, not a lot of people talk about this kind of relationship that you have. So, you know, and the reason why I want to give time to this, I've covered your careers, obviously, from college and all that. You've been fierce rivals. You did not start your PVL careers together also. And then you eventually ended up together. And then you eventually ended up, you know, really, really close,
Yeah.
deep friends.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people talk about that. Maybe that didn't even expect that at the start.
Yes.
Maybe even were, you know, critical of it or something. So please explain to
Yeah.
us, how did this friendship come about and why has it lasted so long for both of you?
I don't know. Honestly, when I got to Creamline, I didn't know that Alyssa and I would be
Click.
close or
Yeah.
would click. Because I felt like before Creamline, I never got to sit down and talk to her or have a
Exactly.
conversation at all. As in,
Kaya nga sabi ko,
parang wala
fierce eh.
talaga.
Oh, right.
So, I didn't know how we would be as friends kasi sometimes we're really super opposite. But
Not
siguro,
sometimes.
all the time.
All the
So
time.
siguro yun din yung naging close sa amin. Like, we were opposite but we're also alike in ways that matter. And this is something siguro we both didn't expect, but I think what we like, what I like about Lai and I is it's really a friendship na hindi mo kailangan sobrang mag-effort.
Yeah?
Like,
Okay.
there are times na hindi namin kailangan mag-usap, pero alam namin yung,
Gets that.
like, okay, she's there, I'm here. Like, we're super chill. Like, and I think ganun din kasi kaming tao talaga when it comes to friends. So, that's why, super naging close kami.
What's your explanation, like, about this friendship? Parang, was it unexpected also on your part? Parang, what were the things that worked also for you?
Well, super unexpected. I think, yun, tama si MG, since we're exact opposite, I really learned a lot from MG in terms of, I mean, on and off the court. Ang dami niya rin natuturo sa akin, ang dami kong natututunan, ang dami ko nare-realize sa mga bagay. And I think that's one thing na gusto mo sa isang friendship din. The things that, alam mo yun, natututo ka pa rin and hindi
Right.
kayo, and you have one goal. It's just so weird. We have always that goal in our lives to achieve also.
Right. And you're super
Parehas.
competitive, both of you individually.
Yeah, parehas yung goals namin. But at the end of the day, we reach our goals in different manners.
Right.
But may matututunan ako kung paano niya magagawa yung goal niya. I hope she get to learn
Alyssa's
something.
my calm.
Is she?
Alyssa's my conscience.
Is that what it is?
Yes, she's my voice of reason most of the
Okay,
time.
okay.
Siya yung magsasabi sa akin na, MG, pag-isipan mo muna. Siya yung laging ganun. Kasi nga super magkaiba kami.
Right.
Like, I'm very emotional and very upfront. Siya naman yung very, okay, maybe you stop and think, MG, stop and think. So I think dun lang. But one thing na pareho kami is our work ethic.
Right?
So, I think dun din kami nag-bond.
Yun yung
The
unang common point
competitiveness.
nyo.
Yeah.
Yung una.
Yung competitiveness sa
Especially
practice.
going under Coach Tai
Yeah.
for the first
Yes,
time.
that's right. Yes.
Kasi she was under Coach
Ramil.
Ramil. Super intense din yung practice. And then when she came to our team, it was Coach Tai. And actually, I appreciate her also. Kasi not all would like that kind of practice.
Right.
So
She welcomed it.
She
I loved
wholeheartedly.
You loved it.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Well, and that's why I think, your friendship obviously has lasted and
And we've
has
been to so
produced
many countries
championships.
together.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to put it up
Yes.
there. I mean, we can't show all the pictures, but we get a nice snapshot of your friendship, and you will continue to obviously inspire the next generation of volleyball players, whether 10 years or 15 years apart. And you continue to, I suppose, try to win together. So I'm so happy for you. Congratulations.
Yeah,
with everything.
thank
It's not just the
you.
PVL, with everything that has happened.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming to the show. Grabe. Hindi natin alam kung mangyayari pa to.
I
So
know.
enjoy na natin to. Michele, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations. All right, there you go. We have more powerful stories. Di lang natin napayak. Featuring our favorite women's hoopers naman in the UAP. So keep it here on Starting Lineup. No, we are not done yet. We have one more segment to go, and we are dedicating that to UAP women's basketball. And we have Melissa Newsom back here on Starting Lineup again to break it down for us the last weekend. You picked a couple of games that I watched both live. So exciting. Let's start with the NU Ateneo matchup. What a challenge
Yes.
Ateneo brought to National University.
Yes.
Did you expect this? And tell me about it.
Well, I was lucky enough to having to
You were
cover
there.
that
You're
game.
right,
Yeah,
yes.
and Ateneo did very well.
They
Honestly,
did.
they exceeded my expectations, and they really competed with NU, and they brought their A game, what you need to do when you're competing with the best, such as NU.
Well, we all know NU, they're the champions, and like they've been one of the veterans teams here in the UAAP. What are they doing right, or are they peaking as early as now already during the first round of the UAP?
Because they are undefeated
Yes,
after
yep.
the first round. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. They had that big loss last season, and I think that fed into their hunger this season. They want to start a new dynasty,
Right.
and they want to rewrite history books for themselves. They're a different NU than we've seen in the past, and I think they're using that as motivation.
Their streak got broken last
Yes,
year,
last
obviously,
year.
by UST. So they're in some sort of a revenge tour, and they are playing like it.
Yes.
But there have been a few games. They've been dominant, actually. I think their winning margin is 16.8 or something
Easy.
like that. But yun nga, itong Ateneo gave them problems. So, if I ask you about Ateneo, because obviously the record is 1-6. 4-3, right?
Yes.
Okay. If they're 4-3, they want to do better in the next round. What are the key takeaways from this challenge that they brought to National University? Melissa?
Well, I'm pretty sure I sound like a broken record at this point,
no,
but
no.
the bench points were
Right.
crucial in this game, and we saw some of the bench players step up this
Like
game.
who? Yeah.
Such as Aguirre, she's one of the Philams, first year playing, and then there was another one, Gracie Reyes from the States as well. So
Right.
we're seeing more and more. They're getting comfortable, but we need more
Mm-hmm.
because Casey's doing all she can do. The defending MVP,
Right.
and so she needs help. And I think that was their downfall in this last game versus NU.
But Boom, KZ.
Grabe.
Grabe, yun na lang.
Even
Grabe.
against NU, no, I think her line was like 23-13,
Yeah.
3-3 or something like that.
Grabe,
That's
she's
hard to do
doing
against
it.
NU.
She's doing everything also for the blue and white.
It's like you
Ewan.
when you were playing for
No. But kidding aside, Boom, but
But
you know,
seryoso ako. Go ahead.
But what can you say about this kid? I mean, what else can she bring to the table for Ateneo?
Well, I honestly didn't think she could get any better, but in that game versus NU, we see her extending her game outside of the paint. And that's
yeah, you're
so
right, you're right,
dangerous. That's scary to see if you're opposing teams because she's already so dominant inside that paint. Now she's shooting three-pointers. She's dribbling. Honestly, her handles look better than mine. Honestly, some of the guards too. So she's very impressive, and it shows that she's not settled with just being dominant inside the paint. She wants to extend her game.
That other game, equally exciting. That comeback from UP. How did they do it? How did they beat? Unfortunately for LaSalle, that brings them back to 1-6. That's what I wanted to say. So how did UP come back and pull off that win? A win that they needed very, very much.
They desperately needed, and we talked about it last time I was on the show. I knew they were going to come in hungry. They just needed to execute. And in that fourth quarter, that was their best execution I've seen. They came together as a team, and a lot of that was behind Kay Pesquera.
Whom you highlighted here on the show, correct?
Yeah. So Kay Pesquera, they actually had a 16-4 run, I believe, in the last 6 minutes of that game. So they withheld LaSalle to 4 points. So Kay started that run. She had that pull-up jumper from the elbow, and then that just sunk in. And then she had a different look in her eye from then on. She had a big stop at that point, and then came down, had 2 assists to teammates who were hot from the three-point line.
Threes
and then it just started falling from there. So Kay Pesquera was the spark, and I think that's what that leadership I talked about last show. She showed that in their win.
What a comeback! They were down 10 at one point, going into the fourth.
Exciting games. Round 1 pa lang. But what's your takeaway on that first round of women's basketball?
Yeah, I heard you have a sleeper team.
Yes.
Who is the sleeper team? Who is the sleeper team?
The sleeper team is Adamson, the Adamson Lady Falcons. I think they came into this season definitely the underdogs. No one really saw them advancing or that vast improvement they've had. I believe this is the best start they've had in 12 years since season 75.
When they were very, very good also, yes.
So this is the best start we've seen, and I know Coach Ryan, he came into this season saying they wanted to be the gate crashers, but I liked what he said in a recent interview is like after the first round, he wants to be considered as contenders now, no longer gate crashers, because I think with that record, we could definitely see them moving into the Final Four.
There's a lot can happen. All right. Is the MVP race down to just 2 players, you think?
Honestly, I think so. But again, we have another
and who are
round
these players
ahead.
For those who are watching?
Yeah, we have another round ahead, but right now it's looking like it's going to be Casey De La Rosa and Kent Pastrana.
MVP, right?
Yeah. And then Kent Pastrana from UST. Those 2 players are just dominant for their team. They have been anchors in both of their programs, leading in scoring and other categories.
There's no sleeper in that race, unlike with from a team standpoint, individual, you don't
Honestly,
see a sleeper.
I don't see a sleeper,
Outside
but
shot.
I'd like someone to prove me wrong, though, because you never know what could happen. So.
Yeah, this is one of those moments that you're going to be okay if you were wrong, right? All right, so great first round, and only promises that the second round is going to be even more exciting for women's basketball, the UAP, and you're going to be at the center of that. And we're going to have you back here slicing it up for us again. Thank you very much, Mel.
Thank you.
Crazy, Boom. I've been talking a lot of basketball.
Yes,
for the
good
past
for you.
days.
So proud of you. So proud of you.
Can't wait to be back here. But for now, thank you guys for joining us. I'm Alyssa Valdez.
Yes, she is. And I'm Boom Gonzalez. This has been Starting Lineup.